There are moments in life when the world seems to stop. Moments that make your heart pound, your hands shake, and your voice disappear. This story begins with one of those moments. A young woman stood in a grand living room, surrounded by shining lamps and heavy portraits. Her maid's uniform looked simple compared to the gold frames and marble floors. But it was not the room that made her tremble. It was the giant portrait hanging before her. The portrait of a child she knew. A child she had once held when he cried. A child she had read stories to every night. A child she believed had grown up, somewhere out in the world. Yet the man beside her, a wealthy and polished gentleman, looked at her with deep confusion. "Impossible," he said quietly. "That boy, he died many years ago." Before we continue, if you enjoy emotional, real-life stories that remind us of the power of kindness, please support the channel Kindness Action. Like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us keep these stories alive. The young woman's name was Lily. She had grown up in a small orphanage tucked away on a quiet street that few people noticed. The building was old, and sometimes the roof leaked when it rained. But for Lily, it was home. Home was not perfect, but it was full of children who needed love, and Lily had plenty to give. She had lived in that orphanage from childhood through adulthood. When she turned 18 and was expected to leave, she chose to stay as a helper. She cooked meals, washed clothes, and read bedtime stories. It wasn't an easy life, and there were days she went without things she needed. But Lily never complained. Because she knew something many people forget: kindness is a choice that can change a life. When Lily was about 10 years old, a younger boy arrived at the orphanage. He was quiet, too quiet for a child. His eyes always looked sad, as if he had seen something no child ever should. His name was James. James didn't speak at first. He kept his head down when he played and slept curled up like he was trying to disappear. The other children didn't know how to talk to him, so they left him alone. But Lily didn't. She sat beside him at meals. She offered him crayons even when he didn't take them. And every night, she sat by his bed and read stories out loud. One night, when the story was about a boy who found a new family, James finally whispered, "Do you think I'll have one someday?" Lily didn't know the answer. She could have said nothing. But she chose kindness. "Yes," she whispered, "I really do." From that moment, James began to open up. He smiled. He played. He laughed. To Lily, he was like a younger brother. To James, Lily was the first person who made him feel loved. But the world is not always fair. When Lily was 12 and James was 9, a sickness swept through the orphanage. James became very ill. Doctors came and went. The nurses tried. But the orphanage had little money, and there were complications no one could fix. After many painful weeks, the caregivers told the children that James had passed away. Lily cried for days. Years passed. Lily grew older, continued working at the orphanage, and tried to move forward. But she never forgot James. One day, a wealthy family came to visit the orphanage. They were interested in donating funds, and Lily was chosen to accompany one of them, a young man named Andrew, back to his estate for paperwork. That was how she ended up standing in that elegant room in front of that enormous portrait. The portrait showed James. Not just someone who looked like him. The same blue eyes. The same gentle expression. The same hair that fell softly to one side. Lily felt her heart tear open. She pointed at the painting, her voice shaking. "This child lived with me. In the orphanage. His name was James." Andrew stared at her in shock. "That can't be," he said slowly. "That's my little brother. James. He died when I was a teenager." Silence filled the room. 2 lives. 2 worlds. The same child. Lily learned the truth that day. James had been adopted by a wealthy family not long before his sickness worsened. The adoption was private, and the orphanage hadn't known his new name or where he went. After he passed away, his adoptive family was told that there wasn't anyone else to contact. They never knew about the little girl who sat beside him every night, reading stories. And Lily never knew he found the family she promised he would. Andrew's voice softened. "He always talked about a girl," he said. "He said she made him believe he was worth something. Lily's tears came freely. I only did what I could. Andrew shook his head gently. You gave him a reason to hope. That mattered more than you know. Kindness doesn't always lead to a perfect ending. Sometimes it leads to heartbreak. But kindness leaves a mark, a light, a memory that does not fade. Lily didn't give James a family, or a long life, or medical miracles. She gave him something just as powerful. She gave him love. And love changes everything. If this story touched your heart, carry it with you. Let it remind you that your small acts of kindness may matter more than you ever see. A gentle word, a shared moment, a bit of patience can save someone's world. Be kind today. Be the reason someone believes they matter. Thank you for watching.